So the next step is that we want to initialize the ball. And so we want to make the ball appear randomly at the top of the screen and then start to fall down. And so what we want to do is we want to set the ball. Of course, first we have to set the X and Y value of the ball. So we will click on ball, scroll down to set X, and I'll just put it out here for now. Click on ball again and set Y. We'll want to set the X and Y of the ball. We want to set the Y of the ball to 10. Now set it 10 pixels from the top of the screen. And then we want the X of the ball, the right to left part, to be random. So we want to click on Math, and then Random Integer from 1 to 100. And we want to change the 1 and the 100 to 10 and 290. And so this will set the ball's X to a random number between 10 and 290, which is about the width of the screen. Next, we want to set the speed of the ball. So we want to click on ball, scroll down to set ball speed. And we want to set the speed to 4, so we will click on Math and set this to 4. After that, we want to set the interval of the ball, so click on ball, scroll down to set interval, and we want to set the interval to 10. And so what this will do is the speed is how many pixels the ball moves every time the ball updates. And the interval is how often the ball updates. So we want the ball to update every 10 milliseconds, and every 10 milliseconds when it updates, it will move by 4 pixels. Next, we want to set the direction of the ball, or the program here calls it heading. So click on ball and scroll down to set heading right here. And you want to now set the heading of the ball to down, which is 270 degrees. Right is 0 degrees, 90 degrees is up, 180 degrees would be left, and then 270 is down. So we want to click on Math and set the heading to 270. Then we want to set the ball to be visible. So we click on ball, scroll down to set ball visible. And we want to set this to true. So we will go to logic, true. And this will make sure the ball is visible. And then we want to click on the ball and set the enabled to true. So set ball enabled to, and then true. And you might be thinking, why do we need to set the ball to visible but not set the baby to visible yet? And the reason why is that at some point in the program we're going to set the ball to not visible so that when it moves back to the top of the screen it doesn't look weird. And so that's why we set visible to true. That way we make sure the ball is visible when it starts at the top. And so these are the actions we want to happen. All these actions here are what we want to happen when we initialize the ball. And so rather than dragging in these all in here to when start button click, because we want to use it more than once, we're going to use something called a procedure. And so we'll click on procedure and click on the to procedure do. And we want to click on this and we'll name it init ball or init ball. Init stands for initialize, and then we will drag all of this into here. And so now we have created the procedure init ball. And what that does is it means that when we click on procedures again, notice call init ball shows up right here. And so now we can click and drag init ball into start button dot click at the bottom. And now when the start button is clicked, it will set the X to 150 of baby. It will set the baby Y to 325, and it will do all of the stuff in our procedure, which is all of this. And the reason why we do this is so that we can reuse all this code right here, all of this block right here. This is called a procedure or a method. And in the next video, we'll show you just why it's important to put the code in this procedure.